We have a massive discount for 44% off up until the end of Cyber Monday. Yes, there are limited spots, so make sure you do not miss out. Highly recommend joining the private community. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one, the only Kaspa. Now listen, Kaspa has surged a lot over the last day, right? Over the last day, it has surged up roughly 65% or so. Things have been looking really, really great with this crypto. Oh, sorry. I absolutely just went brain dead. And not over the last day, over the last few days. I thought I was on the 4-hour chart. My apologies. But regardless, right, this week has actually been really, really good and bullish for something like Kaspa, and we actually haven't seen a nice green week pretty much ever since, I want to say, June, maybe mid to late June. This current weekly candle is a little bit bigger than this, and if you kind of want to do a more fair one-to-one, it would either be this May candle or mid to late April. So it's been some time since we've actually seen some type of growth and some type of potential momentum shift for something like our beloved Kaspa. Now listen, the momentum shift isn't 100% set in stone. We are going to be monitoring a few things here, right? When it comes to technical analysis, what do we have to notice? Well, first off, when I go on the daily, first thing I know is right here, we tap into a daily order block, right? We tap into it, and usually when you tap into an order block, you kind of sell off, right? We have this main swing zone in this range. And for me, what I would really, really want to see is, to be honest, more sideways movement, right? We kind of have been selling off, but nothing too crazy. And to be honest, seeing movement like this, even if it goes kind of like this, would be the most ideal, because if you're supposed to be selling off a sell zone, but you kind of go sideways, that usually indicates that sell zone is invalid, which would be really, really good. And at the end of the day, for us to be more bullish, I would really want to start seeing daily candle closes above the 0.064. And in general, for the weekly, what I would really want to see is a new weekly high, because the last high we have is at 0.058, right? That is the last weekly high we have. So if we close above it, things will look good. Things will look very, very great, in fact. Okay, if we close below it, especially if it's a huge rejection, then it's most likely going to be a candle like this in terms of purpose, right? One of these where we kind of went down a lot, and then when we tried to pull up, it was more of a retest to then sell further off, right? These two blue candles, that's what they were. We went up, but we were very, very weak. Nothing really shifted in terms of, the actual bias. We went down further. We went try to pull up. We couldn't do it. And you can see a couple weeks later, we have been just selling off. We went up, and then again, a few weeks later, we already sold off further. Granted, like I did say, this is a very, very strong bullish case right now. So what we really, really want to see is the start of the momentum shift, right? I ultimately do believe, in generally speaking, I do believe altcoins are mainly going to pump pretty much in 2026 based off certain charts I'm looking at, right? We used to say all the time on this channel, and it is still valid, that for me, altcoin season is still on track. But I could have never told you guys exactly when it was going to be in terms of time. I can only tell you when it's going to start happening based off the charts. And I am very, very confident that in 2026 is going to be the year of the altcoins. I am super, super confident, like really confident. But yeah, we did have massive sell-offs, manipulation on, the 10th, right? On the 10th was a crazy day for all of crypto. The 10th of October, we filled up most of this imbalance, right? Because there are gaps. And overall, we generally just want to start getting out of the zone. And even if we don't get out of the zone, what we do want to do mainly is just start going sideways to create a solid foundation. because we can see, right, before all this, we were kind of just going diagonally, right? Diagonally, every time we kind of went up, we consistently created lower and lower and lower highs. And then we can see when we kind of broke out of the range, we just dumped. Granted, yes, there was market manipulation, but ultimately, the same thing would have happened one way or another, maybe not drastically going down, 80% in an hour, but these areas over here most likely would have been taken out. So we probably would have seen something similar, exactly the same thing play out, just without this huge wick, if I'm being very, very honest and frank with you guys. So yeah, listen, I am still very, very bullish on Kaspa. I do believe Kaspa is going to do wonders this cycle. When we go and look at something like Kaspa, it is ranked 48 out of 9,115 active cryptos, 1.57 billion market cap, 110 million volume in the last 24 hours. On the month, we are up 3.33%. On the week, we're up 35%. And in the last day, we're up roughly 17%. No Coinbase, no Binance, but I do believe it is going to be almost inevitable that we will be getting listed on those exchanges. I personally do believe with what Kaspa stands for and what Kaspa wants to achieve, that Kaspa is bigger than Binance and Coinbase even combined, right? I just think it's just a matter of time that Kaspa is just going to get the recognition it deserves, and it's going to pump to areas that it deserves to be at. Okay. Kaspa is one of my safest investments I personally have. It is one of the investments that I am super, super comfortable, sleeping at night. If this thing can go back down to a cent, and I wouldn't care, because I do believe it has a very, very important part in the future of crypto. Listen, in terms of price prediction, a 10x from here would be 15 billion market cap, a little bit more. That would be 58 cents. For me, ladies and gentlemen, I still believe $1 is more than inevitable, right? What is $1? That's like 25 billion market cap. I believe that is more than likely to be happening this cycle. Remember, there's going to be a lot more money, a lot more adoption. I do believe cryptos are going to hit some insane highs. I know people are very skeptical about that, but I genuinely believe that with all my heart. But yeah, that is ultimately going to be it, though. I think Kaspa can hit $2 overall. When we look at it, this is roughly a 4x, a little bit less, or not a 4x, excuse me, my apologies, roughly a 40x. That would be roughly, let's just say 50 billion market cap or so. And yeah, I genuinely do believe that's also very, very possible. People might call me crazy, but we've seen Titan cryptos like Kaspa in the past, hit 40, 50, 70, 80, 100 billion market cap. Okay. I genuinely believe Kaspa is going to be a top crypto, this whole entire crypto sphere, and in the upcoming years. I genuinely do believe that. Okay. And only time will tell. Only time will tell. But that is ultimately going to be it, though, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy. Highly recommend joining the private community, as the discount code is a permanent discount code, meaning if you join this month, even if you stay for another month, you are still going to be at the discounted price. And yeah, you get lots of benefits: a portfolio review, advanced technical analysis, 24/7 news, market updates, and a lot more. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.